We all know that Nickelodeon has a brand new logo, and they brought back the Splat logo. Well, not entirely, but it does look like a good start. As we already know, we saw the new Nickelodeon Productions logo during an airing of SpongeBob or The Loud House, and it looks like a good start. So, 14 years after being completely almost being phased out, the Splat logo officially returned. However, the modern logo is still staying, as we already know that the modern logo text is feeling a little bit boring and uninspiring, and everyone wished that the Splat logo would return, but it did. It did return. Now, we just got a first look at the new rebrand, or Velasquez Bum would call it the Resplat era. Now, this is a possibility that Nickelodeon's other channels would have a new logo too. Especially Nick Jr., because Nick Jr., its logo's fine, but it's just boring and bland. We need a new era for Nick Jr. We need a dozen new logos, like how we did back in the 90s and 2000s. Like, we know that Nick Jr. was losing to TLC's Ready Set Learn block and PBS's PTV Park and ratings. In 1994, Nick Jr. had underwent a major facelift. Then again, in 1996, one day after the premiere of Blue's Clues, they had another set of new logos. Then again in 1998, then in 2003, in 2001 and 2000, and then again in 2006, then again in 2004, and then again in 2007. Up until 2009, when everything started to go down dramatically. But hey, this is a good step in the right direction for Nickelodeon. Finally, Nickelodeon is turning itself back around to how they were. And their new Splat logo is the beginning of it. Now, I actually recall that if Nickelodeon is actually going to rebrand Nick Jr., they better have a brand new slogan and a brand new look. And they need to have and Nick Jr. must have a new logo to cash in on the 90s and 2000s craze. And besides, looks like Nickelodeon is starting to listen to the fans about what they really want. We see how the rebrand is, and the Resplat era. I'm really loving it. Hopefully this will make the fans happy, despite the mono logo still being a little bit boring, but still, it's still nice to see that Nickelodeon is actually changing once and for all, ever since the 2017 rebrand. Oh, thank you, Nickelodeon. Now all we need to do is to revamp your other channels, T-Nick, Nicktoons, and Nick Jr. Honestly, Nicktoons, I wish it was still Nicktoons Network and they would have that, that iconic global ball and with a little bit of orange splattings in there. It would be a lot great and a lot cooler. And what about T-Nick? Their original logo, it was awesome. Why couldn't they bring that back? They could just use the mono logo with the and just bring back the iconic old T-Nick logo and just put them together to make it look like it is a mix of nostalgia and modernized style. The same goes to Nicktoons Network and Nick Jr. Honestly, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong about the 2017 rebrand. It was cool, but it's about time Nickelodeon had a little bit of a change. And in my honesty, the Nick Jr. 2018 rebrand, it's actually a lot more boring. True, it's modern era 3.0, but it still needs a little bit of a change. So, if Nickelodeon has a new logo, why not have Nick Jr. have the new logo too? I mean, use the Splat logo if you have to. You'll continue with the orange splat, and then you put a little bit of a blue splat in there for Nick Jr. That will be a much more simplistic nostalgia thing into the mix to see that. And you know what I mean? Never done me no harm. So, what are you guys' thoughts on the new Nickelodeon rebrand? This is me, signing off.